Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ericka, Sallee, speaker, author, and your transformation success coach. So, I got a question for you. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that you don't seem to be making headway in the things that you want to do? Why is it that when you set out to do something, you might feel like you're on a roll and then all of a sudden something stops? Or you might be saying to yourself, oh, I don't even know if I want or can or have enough, all of that. So I wanted to share this because I think that one of the things that trips us up is that we are mixing up a lot of different things and expecting to get a different result. Here's what I mean by that. I want to share with you this formula for how to make something happen, how to create something for yourself. And I've shared this many, many times in many other conversations before now, but I want to make sure that I say it again, because I think that we are in a time where it is so crucial to figure out how to stop talking about it and how to be about it. And I know that probably scares a lot of us. Let me tell you, I get a little nervous too, but at the end of the day, if this past year and a half, 15 months, whatever it is at this point, hasn't taught us anything, it is that we need to take a different approach to living life to the fullest, to living purposefully, to feeling fulfilled, happy, joyous, all of those things. And you might say, well, that sounds a little Pollyanna, but let me tell you, if that's you saying it sounds Pollyanna, oh, it's too good to be true, then let me talk to the other people on the other side, right? So here's the thing. I want you to write this down. If you got pen and paper, go ahead and get started. You can put today's date, whatever date this is that you're seeing this conversation. If you don't have pen and paper, guess what? You can always come back and you can look at this video again. But I really, really, really want you to write this down. So I'm going to give you a second. While you get yourself together, I'm going to get my little swig of water. You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? Okay, here it goes. Now, this is what I call the formula for manifestation. Now, you can substitute the word manifestation. You can say the formula for creation, the formula for making something happen, the formula for achieving my goals, the formula for bringing something about, whatever it is that you choose. Just know that on the other side, it's going to equal the fact that you've been able to produce something. So I'm going to call it the formula for manifestation. Well, what is manifestation? It simply means bringing something into creation, making something happen, okay? So here is the formula. Mind plus mouth times movement equals manifestation. Did you hear it? So I want to say it again because I want to make sure that you get it. Mind plus mouth times movement equals manifestation. Now I'm going to break it down just so you know how each of the factors of this formula work. All right? So first, it simply means that what we think plus what we say times what we do brings about the thing. The thing that you desire, the goal that you've been trying to reach, it makes something happen. What we think plus what we say times what we do brings about manifestation, the creation. Now, I know sometimes you might be saying, ooh, manifestation sounds like a ooh boogeyman word. Okay, well, if that's what you're thinking, then let me talk to the other people over on this side who are ready to understand that this is the formula that can really make a difference for you and what you set out to do. So how does it work? So it quite simply is exactly the way that it sounds. What we think plus what we say times what we do. It is what helps to bring that thing to fruition. So let me give you an example. So a lot of times we might think a thing, okay? And we have it up here in our mind. We've been thinking about it for a really long time. You can kind of see it in your head and you're like, oh my goodness, you know, you're playing it over and over and over. Now, I always use the example of weight because I think that at any given moment of time, that we all can relate to the fact that, oh, I probably want to lose a couple pounds. Or some people might say, well, you know what, I could stand to gain a few pounds. I personally don't have that issue. I'm on the other side, okay? So let's use that as an example. So in your mind, you're saying that to yourself, and you know that this is something that you want and need to do for the healthiest version of you. So you're thinking it, okay? And then you say out of your mouth, okay, I really need to lose this weight. I need to make some different choices. My doctor said I need to lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever it is. So you're speaking this. Maybe you're speaking it to a family member or a friend, or maybe you're saying it out loud to yourself. That is speaking it through your mouth, okay? So you think it, you already know what you have to do, then you start to speak about it, all right? Now, then you multiply that, and I'm going to talk about why we multiply the movement piece in just a moment, but you multiply that times movement. Well, what is movement? You can substitute the word movement for action, okay? That means we are in the midst of doing something. We are taking some steps. So in this example, the action might be, okay, well, let me do some research on different types of foods that I should eat in order to be healthier. Let me begin to drink more water. Let me incorporate movement and exercise into my routine so that when I'm thinking, okay, I need to lose this weight, I need to be the healthier version of myself. So when you're saying, you're thinking that, and then you start to speak it, you're talking about it to your friends, you're talking about it to your family, you're telling your doctor, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And then you start to put the actions in place in order to lose that 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever that number is, okay? So the action is that you're not just doing the research on the right foods and different types of meal plans, but you're actually going to the grocery store, buying the food, preparing it in a different way. Maybe you're doing less frying, more baking, more air frying, that kind of thing. That's movement. And at the end of the mind plus mouth times movement equals what? The manifestation. You're going to begin to see the evidence of the work that you've been putting in. Now, when I say movement, one of the things I need to add to the formula is that it's not just casual movement. I need to say that. It's not just I'm going to do it every once in a while, but it is consistent action behind the thought, behind the words, right? Because then that's when you see on the other side the result, the manifestation that will come to be. Now, there are some very specific things that are important when it comes to using this formula. See, I just gave you the version of how you align it so that it works well, but I would venture to say that one of the reasons why you might not be experiencing some of the success in the areas that you are choosing for you is because perhaps, just perhaps, you may be using the formula the wrong way. Ding, 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 ding. I know, you're like, what? Okay, so here's how a lot of us have used the formula. And I'm saying a lot of us because I know that this has been something that I have done in the past, which is why it's important for me to tell you how to use it the right way. Because we can sabotage our own efforts just because we are misusing the way the formula is intended to work for you and for me. So here's how I think many of us, let me say it this way, this is how I know I used to use it. You might be able to identify with this, and if you can, I want you to comment, right, and share that, because that's when we begin to change and start to do some different things, and we can recognize our own way of misusing something that's intended to be for our best interests. Okay, so mind plus mouth times movement. So let's go back to the same weight example. You might be saying to yourself or thinking to yourself, okay, I know I went to the doctor. My doctor told me that I need to lose a few pounds. Okay, so you're thinking it. You know, you got the information. It's right here. Okay, I need to do it. Plus mouth. Okay, so you might be having a conversation with your friends and your family, and it might sound something like this. You might say, oh my goodness, my doctor said I need to lose 5, 10, 15 pounds. Oh my gosh, I hear him saying that, but I don't know if I can do it because I tried it before and it just hasn't seemed to work. Okay, so you see right there, you've thought it. Okay, you have the information. You know up here I need to do it, but out of your mouth, what happens? You begin to speak something differently than what you're thinking. And so when we do that, then let's go to the next part of the formula. So, okay, you thought it, you know you got to do it, but now you said it. You're like, okay, I know I got to do it, but there's that but. I can't do it. It's not going to work. I don't think I can follow through. I don't have the stamina. I can't exercise because I can't. So what you're saying is not congruent with the thought that you already know is up here with what you have to do. So a lot of times what happens is when we think the thing, we start to speak something totally different. And then when it goes to the action part, when it's time for us to multiply the movement, then guess what happens? We either don't do it or we don't do enough of it. And then we wonder why, oh wait, where's the manifestation? It's not working. Well, because there are some factors that are intended to align, but because you've thought it one way and you've spoken it another way, and then you didn't really multiply the action to be consistent, then guess what? It just doesn't happen. So when you ask yourself the question, oh my gosh, I wonder why this didn't work. Oh my goodness, I wonder why I couldn't follow through with this. Oh my goodness, I wonder why I didn't see the results that I was expecting. Well, perhaps you are not using the formula the way it's intended. So here's the thing. The formula, that's one of the factors, one of the rules of the formula. I already gave it to you. The first rule is that you have to make sure in order for you to see the result, in order for you to see the manifestation, in order for you to see the goal come about, in order for you to see the thing come to fruition, the factors have to be aligned, okay? So you have to think one way. Yes, I know I need to do this. You have to say it the same exact way. You know what? I know that I need to lose these pounds. I know that I can do it. Okay, maybe I didn't have success before. That was yesterday. This is now. I can do it. Right? That's what you're speaking. And then you start to align your actions. And while you're in the action, the movement part of the equation, then you want to make sure that you continue to think about it the same way. And you want to make sure that you continuously speak about it the same way, because that's going to be the energy that fuels you to keep in the action phase. And you know what else I discovered is that it's cyclical, right? So when you say it, when you think it, then you say it and you do it, you see the results. When you see the results, you continue to say, oh, wait a minute, I can do this. Let me say it again, I can do it. And then you start to make sure that your actions align with what you've already seen the result to be. Because why? You've already seen that it can work. So when you see that it can work, guess what? You keep doing it over and over and over and over. Mind plus mouth times movement equals manifestation. So the first thing is that you have to make sure that all of the factors are lining up the same way. You can't think it, yes, okay, I can do it, and then say something different, because then your action doesn't know, well, which one do I need to align to? The mind that's saying that you can, or the mouth that's saying that you can't? The same is true if you are if you're thinking in your mind, okay, oh, there's no possible way I can do that. But then you say out of your mouth to your family, your friend, your doctor, oh yeah, I got it, I'm doing it. But you're thinking something totally different. So that means when you go to align the movement or the action, again, the action is confused, because it's like, okay, well, which action do I take? The action that wants to sit down and, keep doing the same old thing over and over and over and over, or, the action that aligns to, oh, yeah, I can do it. So there's some confusion there. So the first rule of the formula is that each of the factors have to be aligned the right way in order for the manifestation to occur. The second rule now, I say this often, But I want to be clear and say it again. You know, when I went to a math, science, and engineering high school, okay? Now, math was never, ever, 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 ever my strong suit. But here's one thing that I know for sure, and that is anything multiplied times 0 equals what? Somebody go ahead and put it in the comments. Equals 0, okay? So the second rule of the factor is this, is that if you align the first, mouth or mind, I'm thinking it, I can do it, I got it, and you're adding that to your words and you're saying to people, I'm doing this, I got it, you know what, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna try that new recipe, like you're saying all this stuff and it sounds good, lip service sounds really good. But if you don't multiply the movement, then guess what? The manifestation is going to equal 0. So not only do the factors have to be aligned, your mind has to think yes you can, your mouth has to say yes you can, your actions have to say yes you can, equals oh yes I did. But the second part is you can't think it and you can't say it and not put any action behind it, because you're putting those things times 0, and at the end of the day, guess what? You're not gonna get nothing. I know that's not the right way to say it, but that's the way I wanted to say it. So just think about that for a moment. So now you might be saying to yourself, okay, well, mind plus mouth times movement. Well, why did you multiply movement? What is that about? Here's the reason why. It's because anything that we set out to do for us, whether it's personally, whether it's professionally, you might be trying to lose the weight. You might be trying to start the business. You might be trying to write the book. You might be trying to set up a nonprofit or join an organization or start dating again. Whatever it is that you are trying to bring about or manifest, the motion or the action, the movement part comes because we are going to have to multiply, do things over. You know that multiplication is repeated addition, right? So anything that we set out to do means that we're going to have to repeat it over and over and over and over again. See, we can't expect, and I'm going to go back to my example of weight, we can't expect that we're going to lose the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, whatever amount of pounds it is in that example, if we just go to the gym one time. If we just say, okay, this week I'm going to bake everything, and the next week I'm going to go back to doing the same old thing. I'm going to fry my stuff. I'm going to go get all my fast food. I'm going to do all of that stuff. So we have to multiply the movement. We have to do it over and over and over with a level of consistency, or else we will not see the manifestation. That's why we are multiplying the action. Not only that, but there will also come a time when you say, oh, wait a minute, I did it this way. I tried this and it didn't work. So let me figure out what's next. So you're really doing something over, perhaps in a different way. Because as we move along to making anything come about, there is the potential that we may have to start and stop and figure out how to do it better the next time. Lessons learned, right? So the movement piece is critical, because that's the thing that puts us in motion. That's the thing that puts us in action. That's the thing that causes us to put one foot in front of the other so that we can move forward to make the thing happen. My goodness, my goodness. Well, I can stay on this for a little bit longer, but I know you got to go. I only ask that you come back and you check out the next conversation. And here's what I also want you to do. I want you to invite your friends to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I want you to turn your notifications on, because you want to make sure that you get that little ding, 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 ding when there's a new video for you to watch. So listen, I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Until I do, take care and be well. Mwah.